Hello, my name is Cain, and I'm reporting from Dallas, Texas, and breaking news to tell you that the invasion of Italy is over and that soldiers are now back from a 9-month-long war or battle that has been on in Italy. And that we did not do what we planned to do, but that we tied down the 14th Army of Germany and we slowed them down enough so that they did not attack us. General Clark made a statement before the war about what we planned to do.
In 1943, it was one of our strategic aims to draw as many German forces as possible away from the Russian front and French coastal areas and to contain them on the Italian peninsula while liberating as much of Italy as might be possible with the means at our disposal.
Anzio was the biggest battle of the invasion of Italy, and it was the bloodiest. Our plans during the war was to have an assault on the coasts of south of Rome. A successful landing could outflank and facilitate a breakthrough of the Gustav Line, restore mobility to the Italian campaign, cut the German lines of retreat, supply, and communications, and accelerate the capture of Rome. In November 1943, Lieutenant General Mark W. Clark, commander of the 5th Army, ordered a plan for a single division operation centered on Anzio. Selected as the best site within striking distance of Rome but still within range of Naples-based Allied aircraft. When Allied troops came ashore on the Anzio beach at 2 a.m. on January 22, 1944, the Germans were taken completely by surprise. Their attention and reserves had been drawn to the south to oppose the attacks against the Gustav Line along the Gargano River. The Anzio beach was almost undefended, allowing 6 corps to storm ashore and take all its objectives by noon. By the end of the first day, over 36,000 men and 3,200 vehicles were ashore, and casualties of 13 killed, 97 wounded, and 44 missing. Over the next few days, Allied units pushed inland to a depth of 7 miles against scattered but increasing German resistance. By February 1st, the port of Anzio was in full operation, and improved air defenses had reduced the effectiveness of constant Luftwaffe sorties against the beachhead. The Germans were surprised by the Anzio, but not paralyzed. They quickly positioned blocking forces to defend a breakout toward Rome or earning link up with Allied forces to the south. German troops were ordered to Italy from Yugoslavia, France, and Germany to reinforce elements of the 3rd Panzer Grenadier, and 71st divisions of them were already moving toward the Anzio area. When Allies failed to exploit the beachhead with an immediate forceful drive towards Rome, the Germans gained the time to build a formidable defensive and counterstrike capability, ultimately building the 14th Army to 135,000 troops. The Allies attempted to step up their own operation before the Germans could strike back. For 3 days, American units tried to take Cisterna but could not dislodge the Germans. The German counterattack opened on February 4th with an artillery barrage followed by armored and infantry assaults. Waves of German attacks, Allied attacks, and artillery duels through February resulted in shifting lines and heavy casualties on both sides, but no basic change in the situation. The final enemy drive on March 4th failed to be followed by a 3-month lull in major operations. During that time, air and artillery barrages rained down on the Allies, including a fire from Anzio Annie, a 280mm. On the night of May 11th, the 5th and 8th Armies launched their long-awaited spring offensive against the Gustav Line, finally capturing Cassino and breaking the Gustav Line by May 15th. Terracina fell to the 2nd Corps on May 23rd and 24th, as they raced toward the Anzio beachhead against rapidly crumbling resistance from German units withdrawing northwest toward Rome. Taking advantage of the fluid situation in the Central Mountains, a drive to break out the Anzio beachhead opened at 4:55 a.m. on May 23rd with a 45-minute Allied artillery barrage followed by armor and infantry attacks along the entire Anzio perimeter. Supported by airstrikes, the Allies breached the German main line of resistance and advanced for the first time since the Anzio landings in January. With concentrated air power, artillery, and armor, they inflicted tremendous losses on the retreating Germans. By May 25th, 6 Corps forces from Anzio at last linked with 2nd Corps forces pushing northwest from the Illyrian Valley. General Clark split his forces in order to ensure that American units would be the liberators of Rome. The balance of Clark's forces precipitated in the final drive to Rome, which fell to the Americans in the evening of 4th of June, 1944.